Have you ever looked back on a season of your life and realized you had no idea you were living one of the most memories you would treasure for the rest of your life? I think that's one of the beautiful things about God that I absolutely love. He doesn't tell us which moments are going to become the stories, the soundtrack of our lives, memories that we'll carry for decades. He simply gives us today and invites us to be present in it. So, one of the memories that I wanted to share with you guys happened when I was in high school. There were six of us, two guys and four young ladies. And we weren't the most, I would say we were semi popular in school, but we definitely knew who we were, and most people knew who we were for different things, whether it be for sports, academics, fashion. And most people knew us because they always saw us together. We were like, we had our own little clique. Um, so when the talent show was coming up this particular year, I'm not going to tell the year because then y'all going to try to figure out how old I am. But when the talent show came out, we had this bright idea that we were going to perform Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation routine. Yes, everyone's seen the iconic video with the military style formation. They're all dressed in black with the metallic symbols on their clothes, and just an iconic moment for her. So the talent show was coming up. And at my high school, this was not a happenstance event. This was a big deal. This was previous alumni, students, faculty, um, everybody showed up, parents, everybody, people in the community, people from different high schools. It was a big deal. One, because every year there was a high school go-go band that was set to perform. And most go-go bands, if you know anything about the DC, Maryland area, that was the thing. Everybody remembers EU, Rare Essence, and growing up in that area, go-go was our life, So a go-go band at a high school talent show, oh yeah, you were going to really tear it up, and you probably were going to win that night. But then we came with the Rhythm Nation. Listen, and if you were going to perform, you better come with it. You had to be ready. This was not some amateur night at Apollo. Like, you had to bring your best. I know what you're thinking. Y'all are teenagers and you were you dancers professionally? No. Listen, this one right here, I didn't know how to. I mean, I could do a mean two step, but aside from that, I wasn't a dancer. There were maybe two members in that group that I would consider dancers in terms of having rhythm. I was the black girl. I didn't have rhythm. I mean, I could do a little something something, but this was a major feat for me because this was the first time I actually had to learn choreography on a professional level. So let's talk about it. So, out of respect for everyone's privacy, I'm just going to refer to them by their nicknames. So, we had High Top because he had like the blonde um, coloring in his high top fade. He was doing the Kwame thing before Kwame, I think. And then we had Little A, we had Treat, we had Reese Cup, me, Shonda, and JH. So that was our group. And every afternoon we would get together at High Top's house and we would pop in. I'm dating myself now. We would pop in the VHS tape into the VCR, wait for the video to come on. I think it was Video Soul at the time, and record the entire video and listen. It was fast forward, rewind, pause, learn a step, rewind, forward, pause, learn another step. And we did that over and over and over. And this went on for weeks. So we would rehearse at his house. Maybe one afternoon we were at Reese Cup's house. Then another time we would, borrow the chemistry teacher's classroom and we would rehearse there. It was serious business learning this routine because if anyone has seen the video, you know how intricate those steps were. It wasn't just about learning the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was all the steps in between. And I know what y'all are thinking. Does LaShonda remember all those steps? Y'all know. I think if I saw the video, it would probably come back. It's one of those things like there's certain moves that I remember, like the after the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, when we go into the oh and is we're in different positions when we do that. So I remember that kind of stuff, but every single part of that routine, no, it's been so long ago. Yeah, it was crazy because the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 took us days to learn, and I've seen Janet in interviews teach that step. And it looks simple, when it's done and you see it choreographed in a music video, but it took us a while to learn that. Um, but yeah, so just rehearsing the camaraderie that we shared. And we would have people trying to peek in on our rehearsals to see what we were doing. We would put tape and newspaper over the windows so people couldn't see because we really wanted it to be special. And it was. It truly was. Ooh, child, the Running Man. I don't know if y'all remember that dance, but the Running Man was a challenge. So we had this like ballet bar in one of the rooms, and we would use the ballet bar and hold on to it. And with one of the dancers, she would hold on to it, and we were like, okay, just run, pretend you're running in place. Run, 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 run. And that was how she learned how to do the Running Man. But there were all these different, like I said, there were all these military precision steps that we had to learn. So um, we all had our little struggle points. But this is what I will say. We were so committed to learning this routine, and we wanted to do it justice. We wanted people to envision them watching her. So we took great pride in making sure that every step looked exactly like the video. So much, in fact, that I think most people, when they finally did see it, they thought they were looking at the video. Listen, when our parents saw us in rehearsal, they were acting like they were at a concert. Like it was really this, I don't know. It's one of those moments that you can't really put into words. You had to be there. But if you know anything about her live performances, they're very electric. They're very energetic. They're very precise. You know what I mean? And I did see in interviews where she borrowed a lot of that from Michael. So it made sense that some of that stuff was very reminiscent of some of the things that I've seen him do in performances. So, like I said, we took great care in making sure that we had every single move down. And our parents, listen, our parents, they were gassing us up for real. They were like, oh my gosh, y'all look just like the video. Oh my gosh, y'all are going to win. They were gassing us up, y'all. You would have thought we was like, I don't know, we was in some type of worldwide competition to be the next Janet Jackson dancers. So what did we wear? So I was the official wardrober for our talent show. And I had this bright idea. I was like, okay, we could dress like the Rhythm Nation dancers. But I was like, yo, it would be cool if we dressed like Janet in the Pleasure Principle video. So we had the black shirt with the white letters, the black baseball cap. We had the black knee pads, and we had, I don't think we had the boxer shoes like her. We had black sneakers. During those times, I think Reebok Classics were very popular. So we wore that. And what else? Sunglasses. We had on sunglasses. So we adorned the look. And that was a big thing because we wanted it to feel like something she would wear. So talent show night arrives. It is a packed house. I mean, bleacher to bleacher full of people, judges sitting in the front. And was there some nervousness? Of course. One of our dancers, who was that? That would have been little A. She got cold feet and didn't want to go out. And so I think her sister had to convince her to go out. But we were like, girl, we done spent months learning this routine. Please dance with us. Please, please, please. I think her sister had to promise her something. But nevertheless, we get out there. And when that music hit, you got to go back and listen to the song. So when the music comes in, it's like an elevator lifting. And then she made this little noise. And then we hit the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pow. And then we just, went into the routine. Y'all, people were screaming, clapping. They were stomping the bleachers. Listen, you would have thought they were at a concert. That's how precise the moves were. Like people were singing. Go-go band is on. There was a soloist on. There was a duo group. There was us. Comes down to the judges. Why they tried to say that we tied with the go-go band? I know. I know what you're thinking. Like, really? Janet Jackson and the go-go band. Okay. Listen, I don't know. I can't remember like detail for detail, but what I do know is the people in the audience, they weren't having that. They were like, Rhythm Nation, Rhythm Nation, Rhythm Nation. Listen, there was such an uproar over having to share that title. That was short lived. I promise you. We ended up getting the number one spot. Fast forward, High Top and I went to the Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation concert twice, danced in the aisles, knew all the steps. Probably one of the most memorable concerts I'd ever attended other than MJ. It was just really, I don't know. Something about feeling connected to the music and it's positive and it made you want to dance. But that was my high school memory. Wow. And because we had done such a great job, we were invited to perform at Gonzaga's halftime for their basketball. So life moved on. We graduated. We started careers. We built families. We went into different directions. And one of my dear friends, High Top, has since gone on to be with the Lord. So he's no longer with us, but those memories live in my heart. They live here. And that's the most important part. It was just a really fun time, friends coming together for a common cause. I really felt like we lived real time. We lived out the Rhythm Nation concept of what she was trying to do on that album. And it was just friends coming together, having fun, dancing. It was one of those times, I think it bonded us in a way. And a lot of us still keep in touch today. So we're really good friends. And like I said, one of the most memorable times I can remember in school. So thank you for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this nostalgic journey with me. Like I said, if I've earned your subscription, if you like what you see, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Until the next time, be blessed.